How did people in your life take you being poly?
Yeah, people were not surprised. And let's see.
Everyone knows, right?
Everybody knows. It's
Okay.
not a secret. My coworkers know. It doesn't matter to me. Um, in 2001, I came out to my family that I identified as a lesbian. So that was probably the most shocking news that they had ever heard. So now anything that follows, they're like, it doesn't surprise me. My mother, when she found out that I was dating somebody else, she was like, can I have his phone number? So in case if there's an emergency and I can't reach you or Brandon, I can contact him. And I was like, okay, but only for emergencies. I come to find out, he texts me later on and he's like, your mother has called me 3 times and she has sent me 3 texts. And I'm gonna put an end to that. So I called my mom and I'm like, stop. Do not contact him anymore. You don't need to contact him unless it's for emergencies only. And I separated him a lot from my family life, whereas my new guy I kind of integrate. So I was like, I keep him separate. He doesn't know anything that's going on with me and the kids and the husbands. He knows details, but he doesn't need to go into detail. And so she was just like, okay. And then my dad and my stepmom, I could have sworn they were swingers. They just exude this sexual persona
Yeah.
that, like, I'm like, you have a secret alternative life. I know you do. I know you guys are kinky. I know you guys are swinging. I know it. I know it. But when I told my dad, he actually found out on Facebook. He was like, your cousin is concerned about you and Brandon. I said, why is that? And he's like, well, he tells me that you and Brandon aren't together anymore. And I'm like, where the fuck did he get that information? No. Brandon and I just celebrated 10 years. Why is he saying that? And he's like, he says that you're dating somebody else. And I was like, well, I am, Dad. We're polyamorous. We have been for many years. We've just kind of closeted it from you guys because we could. And it wasn't, we weren't ready at the time. And my dad, that was when I realized that my dad was not a swinger. He was like, well, what do you mean? And I'm like, well, we have relationships with other people. And he's like, so you have sex with other people too? I'm like, yeah, you're not a swinger. I was so totally wrong.
Oh man, who's ever wrong about that in that direction?
Oh my goodness.
Usually they're
Right?
like, my dad's normal. Oh shit, my dad's a swinger, and you're like, you're such a swinger.
Totally thought he was.
Oh man, that's so
Like,
funny.
he would talk about how they would have all these people over for these parties at their house. They've got this huge, beautiful house down in Georgia, up in the woods. And so, like, we drink wine, we talk about all sorts of things. So I'm like, totally, they're having these swinger parties. That's awesome. Good for them.
Oh man.
No.
No. Oh. Well, you can introduce him like,
Like,
hey, dude, you know
right?
what? You're a swinger. You don't know it. You don't even know it. So.
You guys look the part, okay? Now it's time to act the part.
Right. That's so funny. I've met people when I go out. I'm like, you're definitely a swinger. Like, now I'm wondering, was I wrong? No, they got to be swingers.
You would think so, but yeah. And then everybody else that knows me, it's no surprise. I've been called the poly poster child. I've been called the poly activist. I've more recently been called the poly advocate and the poly ambassador, because
that was my next one I was gonna say.
I'm not afraid.
Right.
I'm not afraid.
Sweet. Okay.